Glad you could join us. Now, the Nigeria High Commission is upset with the Ghanaian media after what it says is stereotyping the Nigerian community in Ghana. In a statement released on recent reports concerning the involvement of some Nigerian nationals in the wave of crimes recorded in the country lately, the High Commissioner questions the objectivity of the Ghanaian media on their reportage regarding recent kidnappings, among other crimes. He appealed for circumspection in such reports on social media and traditional media as well. Meanwhile, UK-based criminologist Justice Tankebe has advised both countries on how best to protect the existing relationship without descending into the gutters.
When it comes to issues about immigration and crime, there are complexities involved. There are dangers involved in making simplistic conclusions. And therefore, we need to be cautious in that sense. But we also have to ask ourselves what a disproportionate focus on suspects might mean for victims, for example. It means we're not asking questions about the kind of support that victims might need, the kind of psychological and other issues that they have been through. What is it about the routines of victims that might make them vulnerable to kidnapping, regardless of the national identity of the kidnappers? I don't think a focus on national identities addresses any of those issues. And that is where I think the media needs to be careful, because some of the headlines are out of proportion. I don't really want to make the responsibility of tackling our crime problems that of foreigners. That is a really important issue. The responsibility lies with us as a society in terms of the kind of criminal justice reforms we need and how those reforms might help us to address those problems. So, okay, if we were to look at crime statistics by Ghanaians, just Ghanaians, and we find that a particular ethnic group or section of Ghanaian society is disproportionately represented in those statistics, what are we going to do? Are we going to say that those people from that region, from that ethnic group, somehow have a burden of responsibility to deal with the problem? Or we have to tell ourselves what kind of fundamental underlying issues are at present here and how can we deal with those issues?
Now, pastor and founder of the Zoe Outreach Embassy, Pastor Kelvin Cobre, has cautioned aggrieved customers of his investment companies from and EL Real Estate to be patient as he refunds their locked-up investments to them. Otherwise, they will both lose. Explaining circumstances leading to the company's inability to pay their clients their returns, Kelvin Cobre and his wife, in a phone conversation with one of such clients, jabbed the customer for what he perceives is needless pressure being mounted on him and his wife to make good on their clients' investments.
In the afternoon, I went to your office at Takwa. When I went there, it wasn't easy because the promise they were giving me all the time, none of them were fulfilled. And all the time when I go, a message will be given to me like this date. And none of the days have been fulfilled. So when I went there, I was actually here to give me the headquarters number so that I will find out what is really going on. She called you and you asked her to give your number to me. I called you and you couldn't pick up my call.
All right. I realized that when we started doing business, payments were upfront. Time will not even reach. We pay our clients promptly. But what's happening in the system is not allowing us to continue operating in Ghana. We are a global company, licensed in South Africa, Nigeria, Liberia, and the UK. We can't allow the things happening in Ghana to cripple the company. So what we decided as a company is to pay everybody off the platform. So you receive your principal, your profit, and then the delay that has come, because our credibility is very important to us. So in the next 60 days, everybody that has business with their real estate is receiving their money, your principal, your profit, and the delay as well.
And you said the next how many days? If I hear you, I want to.
In the next 60, from now to the next 60 days.
From now to the next 60 days.
Yes.
Which is 2 months.
Yes.
It's not easy, madam.
Yes, sir.
It's not easy at all because
it's not easy for everybody, but we are protecting your money. Would you have been happy if we are working and then when we wake up one day, the government says, okay, we are on air real estate. Your money is blocked. What would you have done? But we are protecting you, the client, and protecting the company as well. That is how come we want to stop operation, pay everybody off. Because if Ghana office is not operating, the other companies, the other countries, they're operating. So kindly hold on. It's not easy for everybody, but we are doing this to protect our clients and our brand as well. So hold on. From now to the next 60, you are getting your money.
It has kept on because November, even when I even went to do it, I told Pastor that I'm doing 3 months. I was surprised when the certificate came.
Maja, Kata Bibri, and yet who say you die at the end of the year. And yet Kata Bibri, who you are buying? Into two on whom you are buying, when you're getting. What I see a do can it touch at now buying for Yanini Patti Bria Kata. A few of you, Nayana Mopesa Moyet, the Munim, the cost of Ghana. Companies are back and they were collapsed, they couldn't pay any. Yet we are paying you your interest, paying your principal. Your tenants are one tier, what do you expect us to do?
Meanwhile, a former worker with one of the investment firms Pastor Cobre owns in an interview on the Super Morning Show has been explaining possible reasons leading to the latest confusion with the pastor's investment firms.
The clawback system, we are doing 20% for 3 months. And the micro loans, we have a lot of loan officers that goes out on daily basis and do collections. So on daily basis, we could mobilize more than 100,000, okay, and plug it back into the loan business again. So when it comes to the loans, we're very profitable. Now, as I speak now, we don't have any money sitting with customers as loans, but on our investment portfolio, we have more than 5 million as liabilities.
5 million
Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Okay, 5 million sitting as liabilities. This is because some of the monies that were supposed to be plugged back into the loan business were diverted into another line of business. We have another subsidiary called Air Real Estate. The Air Real Estate do not have any regulator. Okay, and this is what they were doing. It's more or less like a lease-back system. Now, he did a model that was similar to the men's gold. Men's gold was doing this, you buy a gold, they will keep the gold for you. Okay, then they will give you interest at the end of the month. Now, the same way, the lease-back system, what is happening in real estate, we have lands at Kaswa. So you buy a land, you will not see the physical land, but we'll give you a form to fill, showing that we've given you a land. But the land will be in our possession, whilst we give you interest at the end of the month. Okay, so we were giving 15% a month, 20% a month, 25% a month, depending on the amount and the duration. And we were doing mobilization, and I can tell you that real estate, the portfolio that we have is more than 20 million. So that is it. I think that is what has brought all these things, because I think he was putting all the eggs in one basket. You do mobilization from green finance, you do mobilization from air real estate, you do mobilization from capital to Cobre, and then you place all of them on the forest trading platform. Okay. And I think for some time he was making profit. He made profit until a point that, and when he was making a profit too, he wasn't withdrawing the interest from the platform. He was always plugging back the interest. He was adding the interest to the principal. Yes. And that is a high risk venture.
Away from that, the Savannah Regional Security Council has summoned elders of Jintilpe and Nasori communities over clashes during customary rituals on Sunday. In all, 7 people were injured and 4 others have been arrested. One of the persons arrested was in possession of a locally manufactured gun. Savannah Region Minister Adam Salifu Brima, his deputy, and some security officers visited the two communities. Adam Salifu Brima has appealed for both sides to be calm and allow RECSEC to look into the case for a peaceful resolution.
It's unfortunate we started on this note after getting our region. One conflict we had. We started with Wale, and at this village we are now is Gentle Pay. Unfortunately, it has to do with customary issues. They have to pacify their boards. It's something sort of festival. And then they go, you know, sort of maybe going to peacefully ask for some item like fowls. They go like, it's a tradition. Yeah, that's what, since their ancestral time, that's what they've been doing, the olden days. But now we are in modern times. So the other people resisted. So now we are in a democracy. You can't go doing things like this. So we are here to try and nip these things in the bud. We need peace to move Savannah Region forward. Yeah. It doesn't take, it takes two to tango. So that's why we are calling all of them. We come to Savannah, we sit down and see the way forward.
Away from that, the National Peace Council is urging governments to provide what it describes as modern and sophisticated equipment to the police to equip them to fight emerging crime trends. The call by the Ashanti Region Office of the Council follows two recent separate abduction incidents involving foreign nationals.
It means that our security is alert and they will be able to help us when we get into such situations. All over the world, it's difficult even to have a country who will not experience these things. But the difference is when it comes, what are our securities able to do? And that is important. So I will pray that the government will resource our securities in such a way that first and foremost, they will be able to prevent it, because prevention is better than cure. But should it happen, then the security agencies should be capable, you know, of delivering on their mandate by ensuring that such people we are able to save them so that it doesn't cost life.
Meanwhile, the Peace Council says it's working with the Regional Security Council on a public sensitization program to be rolled out soon. Reverend Nyako Andam entreats Ghanaians to be more conscious of their security and provide information to security agencies on strange and suspicious people and items in their communities.
Members who are on the board, because these were people who were selected by various institutions and organizations as by our constitution. Then we put them together. So we have recently organized a capacity building program for members first and foremost. Then we are going to engage other sectors like the security. Normally we report to the regional minister, who is the head of the regional security council, and so we team up with them to do the necessary education. But at any time we have gone out on air and other things, we do well to educate our members. But we
Still live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Dazi. We'll be back shortly. Thanks for staying with us. Now, 200 million cases of malaria were recorded in Africa in 2017 alone. That's according to the WHO, which has set a target to reduce malaria incidence and mortality rates globally by at least 90% by 2030. In order to achieve this goal, scientists from 7 institutions across sub-Saharan Africa, including those from the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research in Tropical Medicine, have launched a 48-month-long clinical research into tritherapy for malaria treatment in African children. Dr. Maiga is a senior research fellow.
The parasite that is responsible of malaria has the capacity of adapting to the environment and then change his DNA to be able to resist and to make the drugs not working on it anymore. So we know that the parasite is very capable of doing that. So in prevention of having the resistance for the drugs that are actually working, we want to try a triple therapy. Triple therapy has been used so far in tuberculosis, but also in HIV. And it showed that because those pathogens has the capacity of modifying themselves, so we need to be more smarter and to combine the resources that we have in our possession to be able to fight this very aggressively. So this is why, and we know already that this resistance that I'm talking about the drugs that we are using currently, is not working anymore in Asia. And usually it starts like this. It starts with Asia and come to Africa. So we want to prevent to be in the same case of chloroquine or sulfadoxine pyrimethamine. So, and we want to prevent it. So this is why we are launching today ASAP, a triple therapy study.
Still live on Joy News today. Now, Director of Research and Development for the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Abraham Hodgson, said finding multiple ways of dealing with the disease is the best approach. According to him, despite the ongoing malaria vaccination, finding alternative medicines for treatment will accelerate efforts at achieving the WHO target. We'll bring that later in the bulletin. Now, in the meantime, the registration of prospective voters for the limited registration exercise is yet to commence in the Tamale South and Central offices of the Electoral Commission due to network challenges. Many prospective voters who have turned up at the centers to register have been left stranded as a result of the late start of the exercise. The NDC and MPP have both rejected the EC proposal to conduct an offline registration amid the challenge.
Representatives of the two parties agreed that because of the network situation, they could go on with the offline process system of registrations. This was agreed until just at the verge of starting on the work, the regional secretary of the National Democratic Congress came in and openly rejected and opposed that process. But as a matter of fact, we accepted it as a fact of compromise. It's not as if we wanted it.
NDC Tamale Central Constituency Secretary Taufik Al-Hassan, however, tells Joy News they protested against the EC decision to do offline registration because it wasn't agreed at IPAC.
Whatever is going on was a decision that was taken or a resolution from the IPAC at national level. So we are of the belief that at the 11th hour nothing can change unless it goes up there. So that whatever they take up there, they can descend here before we take anything. We cannot at our level just consent to anything that must go on as a change to the processes. We are saying that if there's going to be any change, then they should go back to IPAC, then they will communicate to the various parties before we can do it.
Meanwhile, the prospective voters who turned up at the centers were left disappointed by the EC's inability to register them.
And I don't understand what's happening because since morning they've been telling us the network is not good and people have been going up and down, registering and leaving, and I don't understand.
But I don't see why they always complain over network. Because, listen, elsewhere they does it, but why have we been here since and then they've not attended to us? So they should find a solution for it.
Now, everyone needs water, but in the Central Region town of Bosompa, access is a big struggle. Residents depend on puddles in the snake-infested bushes around the village to get water. As part of the Joy News Safe Water Project, our reporter Beryl Ernestina Richter went to Bosompa in the Agona West municipality and has filed this report. Here's her report read to you.
We are not respected and regarded as Ghanaians. Are we not part of Ghana?
That was Eja Kobinata, a resident of Bosompa, frustrated over the water situation. He is just one of many residents here confronted with the reality of having to walk a long distance navigating this small path overtaken by weeds. The only source of water here is this puddle. Falling leaves, twigs and debris cover the surface of the water. Even worse is the pathway to the stream. 12-year-old Bushira too speaks about the dangerous journey to the water source.
One afternoon on my way to fetch water here, I saw a snake, so I returned home. I was very frightened.
The only potable source of water in the community is an uncompleted water system, and the only other alternative is this water source, which dries up during the dry season. Chief of Bosompa, Nana Aye II, says the situation is dire.
In 1993, one NGO constructed a borehole for us, and that provided some relief for us for about 5 years till it broke down. We were later asked to purchase the spare parts, so we raised the money, only to be told the items are not sold here. Since then, we've had to resort to this paddle.
And this is some fast about 20 years. Debia and Mufemusu. Femusun, quite to be crampa, your quite chance and Yakokunyan Punabanum.
Joseph Bosompa has been living in this community for the past 70 years. According to him, it is sometimes a fierce struggle accessing this pool of water.
During the dry season, it is very difficult getting water to fetch here. You will have to come and wait here for several hours, else you won't get water.
Residents here are not pleased with the situation at all. Here is 70-year-old Joseph Bosompa, again lamenting failed promises by successive government in providing a lasting solution to the problem.
All successive governments have failed us. We are even scared to sometimes send our children here. The water is not safe. We plead with government to fix the problem.
Ensuring universal access to safe and affordable drinking water by 2030 is one of the ambitious targets under the Sustainable Development Goals. For now, residents here have no option than to rely on this pool of water for their daily needs. Beryl Ernestina Richter's report for Joy News.
Now, it's expected to be a heated contest as Central Region's highest scoring school at the regional qualifiers, St. Augustine's College, battle with Upper East Region's highest scoring school, Bolgatanga SHS, for a slot at the 1/8 stage of the ongoing National Science and Maths quiz. Although some pundits have described the contest as neck and neck, Central Region Science and Maths coordinator Richard Arthur Payne believes Augusco, as they are called, will win convincingly. He cites the school's victory over Wesley Girls and Adisadel College during the regional championship and their ability to beat so-called big schools in the Central Region. Maxwell Agbagba is standing by. Maxwell, we know the analysis has already started ahead of this contest. What are people saying?
Currently here are the new envelope where the competition between St. Augustine's College, Wale SHS, and then Bolgatanga SHS will be taken in. Behind me is the St. Augustine's College. Once they arrive here on the ground, all of them looking excited and very confident, of winning and qualifying for their stage.
Maxwell, you are barely audible. Maxwell.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, please reposition yourself. It's a bit difficult to hear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's much better.
Great. So I have one of the teachers here. We're going to ask him what his expectations, are ahead of this particular contest. You know that Bolgatanga SHS, they qualified to the National Science and Maths with the highest, scoring point from their region, the Upper East Region. St. Augustine's College also qualified
with the highest point from the central with 2 to 4 points. Let me find out from you. How confident are you that you're going to get this? Thank you. Very, very confident. Very, very confident. It's not That's what you're hearing. Okay, great. I want to believe these are the contestants for St. Augustine's College. What's your name? Okay, you can also join. Tell me, what's the feeling like now? I've seen your students, your colleagues, Rashid, a lot of them, showing the excitement, coming all the way here to come and support. Believe that God will do his part. You won against, I think you came up against a Disadel College Wesley Girls at the regional championship, right? And you won that particular competition. What was the motivation?
From our previous years, things have not been going on. Coming on this year, we have to push everything in place to see what we can do. So our motivation was our past experience. That was what was moving us. We know that God to us with that.
Okay. So what should we expect in this contest today? Do you consider Bogatanga Secondary School as a threat?
We apologize for the poor quality of sound there, and we will be bringing you that conversation with St. Augustine's boys in later bulletins. Do stay here for the latest on the National Science and Maths quiz, and all the best to the contestants. It's time for business though, and in business, President Akufo-Addo is expected to adjudicate on the Tema Port expansion project's controversy to allow the projects to go live by the end of this month. Daryl Carr has the latest. Stay with us.